Hi, good afternoon. I was just out here with my husband and I was asking him if the video I put out yesterday was too sad, because that was not my intention at all. So I just want people to know that I've lived a very good life, and of course there's ups and downs just like there is with anybody, especially people who have been diagnosed with a rare disease or something going on. I mean, everybody has a story, so I just wanted to get my story out there because I might end up touching somebody somewhere, and maybe the story will get to somebody who has a child with Marfan syndrome or is dealing with Marfan syndrome and just doesn't want to feel alone. So that was my intention for yesterday. But I am happy and I'm doing fine. And is life a struggle sometimes? Absolutely, for sure. I have an aunt, Margie, that sometimes comes on here. But I remember once she made a comment to somebody about that might be this person's cross to bear. And I always think about that. I always think about that line, and that line comes up for me a lot. So, and with different people too. I have a bug in my glasses. Oh my gosh. I'm getting used to wearing these glasses. I have not worn glasses in forever, and I just started wearing them practically full time, and I cannot get used to them. Can't stand them, never could. As a kid I just couldn't stand them, but that's another story. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure that, I had such nice comments and stuff like that. They were wonderful. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that I'm fine, and I didn't mean for the video to be super sad or anything like that. I just want to get the word out there about Marfan syndrome and then tell my story. I do have quite the story. I have a lot that kind of went along with the diagnosis of Marfan syndrome, just all the stuff that I had to deal with that rare disease throughout my life. So, and it started as a toddler. So that's when my parents first found out that something was up, And at first it was just my eyes, and for many years it was just something's up with her eyes and nothing. They didn't really realize that anything else was going on. My mom might correct me when she sees this, but yes, I believe I was 2 or 3 when I think I was 2. They took me into the doctor because they thought that something was up, I think intellectually, because I was doing some pretty bizarre things. Most kids don't listen, but I really was not listening when it came to TV time. So I would go stand with my nose to the TV, and then I would get spanked and put on the couch, and I would go back to standing right back with my nose in front of the TV, and it was because I couldn't see. I believe she said I would eat things that weren't edible, and then I would get really scared about loud noises and go try to find a hiding spot, especially when my dad started the lawnmower. She said I would just freak out and go find a hiding spot, and they just didn't know what was going on. So that's when they brought me in and found out that I actually couldn't see a damn thing. So at the time, I believe they thought I was going blind, and they discovered the dislocated lenses. Well, dislocated lenses is another feature consistent with Marfan syndrome. This was a long time ago too, so we're talking, I was about 2 years old and I'm 55 right now. I then had 2 surgeries to the strategy was to go into the right eye, get the dislocated lens out of there, and maybe then the right eye would take over and I would get more power in that eye. So that was the plan at the time, and so I had the 2 surgeries to remove the dislocated lens, And oh boy, I do remember, I mean, I was really young, but I do remember being wheeled to the elevator and being scared to death. And I remember them telling my mom she couldn't go any further, and being put up in this room and having a nurse come with this warm blanket, and she said, "Here's a nice warm blanket from the oven." And that's all I heard was oven. And I was terrified. I remember just being terrified that they were going to put me in some oven or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but when she said that, I think I was thinking of Hansel and Gretel and all the bad things. So it was a traumatic experience for sure. I remember the needle coming at me, and then woke up to my parents in the recovery room. That's what I remember from that time. And that's how it was found out that I had dislocated lenses, but they never told my parents that it was associated with Marfan syndrome, because I don't think that they even knew. So that's how that came to be.